Please subscribe and share this video with your friends. Hey everyone, this is Marni Batista from Dating with Dignity, and you might notice again, or for the first time, that I have a guy who's not 20 feet tall sitting next to me like Christian Anderson.
19 feet.
Exactly. This is Jordan Harbinger. Woo, I said his name right. And he is a dating expert, and you can find more about him at theartofcharm.com. He is uber charming.
Thank you.
And so we were doing a little research, and we were trying to figure out, if you got to have a real dating expert, a guy, what's a question that everyone wants the guy to answer? And this is it, ladies. So take a breath. They want to know, Jordan, how do we get him to freaking propose?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because getting guys or getting anyone to do anything kind of sounds like making them do something. And
so
if
bad.
you have to make someone do something, it's always tough. Especially, it's kind of like making a cat take a bath, right? So you don't really want to do it, and they're going to splay out and not go into the tub. And if a guy really loves you, he's probably thinking about how he's going to do it. He's excited about it. He might have a little bit of anxiety because, oh my gosh, this is like the one, and it's got to be charming and funny and special and great, and all our friends have to love it, and she's got to say yes because you're always worried about that, even if you've been dating for like 10 years. Wait, this is great.
So guys are actually worried about if you're going to say yes. I didn't know that.
Which is weird because you can date someone for like 15 years probably, and then you're like, fingers crossed she doesn't say no.
See,
right?
men are nice. They're vulnerable and they're sensitive. And I think women, we put them on the pedestal, like, pick me.
Right.
And so that's really powerful. Okay, so here's another question about that. When should you have the question to even see if you're with a guy who's like marriage minded or marriage material? How and when do you think women should do that?
Well, it's a weird balance, right? Because you don't want to be the one who's like pressure, and then the guy's like, I'm out of here. But also, you don't want to date someone for 8 months and go, well, I assume we're on track to marriage, and the guy's like, heck no, we're just killing time till I find somebody better. You gotta.
And that happens. That happens.
Totally happens.
Right? So I was talking to a male friend of mine. He was dating someone for like 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
Right? And he was like, there's just something I've been thinking, but then like she does something really sweet and I don't want to hurt her feelings. And it took him.
That's the key. I don't want to hurt her feelings.
It took him 3 years to break up.
Oh, brutal.
So it's up to us as women. So it's 50% that guy's fault.
Sure.
And 50% the woman because, and this is really important, you need to have that conversation. So if you've been dating for a while and you still don't know what his views are on marriage, or if you're wondering if you're even asking, how can I get him to propose?
Right.
That's
the wrong question to be asking.
That's the question. So my advice, and I think Jordan would agree, we're hoping you're in a relationship where you're having these sorts of conversations around what's the life plan. Okay, so women are really into scripts. Like, they want to know.
That's great. Guys
tell me what the hell do I say.
Okay.
So you have some really great, very subtle and sexy and feminine ways a woman can actually find out if a guy is marriage minded on about like the third date.
Sure.
Okay, so go. What are they? What can we say?
Well, here's the thing. Third date, kind of early to be like, do you want a wife and kids? When do you want to get married?
You don't want to say it like that.
You don't want that type of thing on the third date. But you can say something organic, right?
Yeah.
And this is how guys, it's funny because starting a conversation for guys is talking about marriage for women. Guys are like, I don't know, what if she doesn't like it? What if she ignores me? Girls are like, how do I bring this up? So
funny.
I would say, you're out to sushi or whatever, and you're hanging out, and you see some kids, and the girl goes, oh, I love kids. Do you like kids? And the guy goes, ugh, oh God, I can't be far enough away from kids. Probably not a good sign.
Right. You said before, check please.
Check please, right? And then if he's like, yeah, I love kids. I had little cousins growing up. Or you can say, did you grow up around kids? Do you have little cousins or anything? Because by this point, I assume you know about his brothers and sisters.
Right.
You can say, do you have little cousins and stuff like that? Do you ever work at a camp? Do you ever take care of kids?
Question.
Do you ever babysitter?
Okay.
Any of these little things to give you kind of a glimpse into that. And if he's like, oh, I love kids. They're super cute. You can even say something like, yeah, when I was in my 20s, I thought, oh, I'm like never going to have kids.
Right.
I'm going to be like 40. And now that I'm 29 or 35 or however old you are, you can say, now it seems like it's just right around the corner. I don't know. What about you? And the guy might go, I haven't really thought about it. Or if he's like me, he'll say, yeah, as soon as I hit 31, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting any younger. When am I going to wife up and have kids?
Wife up. I like that.
And then you go back to your sushi. You don't have to talk about it for the next 3 hours. That's what freaks guys out.
Right.
Little hints, no big deal. Constant being hit over the head with it, not good.
It's not a job interview.
Right.
So I always say that when you're dating, it should be like collecting data and having fun. So there you are. You're collecting some information and then you're having fun. Now, here's the thing. I have a lot of women actually recently, especially, who said, what if I don't want to have kids?
Right.
How can I find out if a guy is okay with that? And I would say it's the same sort of approach. I love kids. I love being an aunt, but I never saw myself having kids.
I never saw myself having kids of my own. What about you? It seems like guys always want kids. That's a false statement, by the way, but it will elicit a response. So you say, guys always seem to want kids. Really, not me. I don't care if I have kids or not. I was going to leave that up to my wife. Oh, good. Win, right? Or if he's like, yeah, guys don't want kids. I definitely want kids. I'm definitely in that camp. Then you go, uh-oh, mismatch.
I love it. Okay, so there's one other thing that I have. I'm sorry you're doing this, but I think this is really important because they want to know the scripts. So the other thing that you said, another entree point, is my parents were married or my parents got divorced. Right. How long have your parents been married?
Right. When did your parents get married? How old were they? Wow, that seems really young. Or wow, they waited a long time. And then the guy will go, not really. I mean, I'm only 32 and I'm not going to get married anytime soon. Uh-oh. Okay.
There you go. Okay, right. He is stealth, ladies. Stealth.
I'm under the table.
Exactly. So use these techniques. Write us. Let us know how it's working. Remember, you cannot get him to propose.
Right.
So if you're asking that question, it's time to take it a little bit deeper.
Exactly.
And not like that, you perverts. Bye. Peace.